Okay, so I'll go ahead to turn on my camera. So for those of you that are here to see me, here's a chance. It will be on for a limited time though. Hope you can see me now. Am I visible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, good. I'm visible. So basically, I'm not working today. So that's why I am looking so very casual. Well, every day I look casual. Every day I look casual because I mean there's no need for me to go outside. And I hate the sun so much. I hate the sun. So this is me. This is Daniel Ifediba. For some of you that have followed me on LinkedIn, you must have seen my pictures. Though that picture is like 2 years old, 2020, back in 2020, I took that picture. But I think I should be changing my picture pretty soon. Yeah, because some of my colleagues are like, the me they know now, my face is my head is kind of bigger. So I need my big head to be showing on my LinkedIn profile. Well, anyways, I'll leave my camera on for some time so you can get used to my face because for some other period of time, it's just my voice you'll be hearing. Okay, so and however, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to learn something within 20 hours. Okay, no matter what it is you're learning, you could do it within 20 hours, no matter what it is you're learning. But I've tried doing it for Spanish language. I've been learning Spanish for like 6 years now, and I'm still trying to understand what boy or girl means in Spanish because I can't get my hands around it. So I love Spanish, don't mind me, but learning it has not been something like a passion, so it has been difficult. Yeah, like Python. I actually use that technique for Python, most especially Python, because um, I was not just going into data analysis, I was going into data science. So Python was very important for me. Yet for a data analyst, it might be important, it might not be, but for a data scientist, it was key for me to learn Python. Okay, so I used that skill most especially for Python, and in I think in 2 months I was able to get the basic concepts of Python, the important concepts of Python. Actually, less than 2 months, I was able to get important concepts of Python using that technique. Right. So if you're writing, I would actually advise you write, okay, because this is not something you can just listen. So you would have to write so that you go back and take all of them one after the other and implement. And you might not see the results, let me say, almost immediately, but you will see the results. When there's hard work always pays. Smart work always pays. I would say smart work always pays. Okay. So hard work pays, but smart work pays better than hard work. So okay. So I will sorry, I'm trying to okay. So I will start with 20 hours, right? So 20 hours can broken down into, let's say, 1 hour. That's 1 hour 20 times. So let's say you're studying for 1 hour every day for 20 days. That's 20 hours, right? And at least it's kind of okay. It's easy to study for 1 hour every day. And it's not easy. It's almost difficult to study for 4 hours for 5 days. So that's why the most important step to this thing is consistency. Okay, consistency. So if you are looking to do something, the first thing you should ask yourself is, how consistent can I be doing this? If you are not sure if you'll be consistent, you should really rethink or replan or re-strategize, because the most important thing is consistency. If you can be, let's say you're going to the gym and you are consistent for, okay, I'll give myself as an example. So I started working out like last year, and I was really, really slim. I was very slim, really lanky. But I realized that for me to be able to at least not get big like Dwayne Johnson, but bulk up a little, just a little bit, I needed consistency. So the question is, how can I actually implement this consistency? And I tried out something like working out 3 hours every day. After the third day, I did not go to the gym for like 2 months again, because the workload was too much for me. 3 hours every day, come on. Even Dwayne Johnson, I don't think he does 3 hours every day. So it was too much for me to start with. 3 hours every day was a lot. Then I started doing my research, and I realized that, okay, I have to break this down into reasonable, smart goals. That means it has to be realistic. It has to be measurable. I'm sure most of you have heard about the SMART, S-M-A-R-T, smart way of approaching a problem. Also, it has to be accessible, something that is I can do with my mind, I can achieve with my mind, because it all starts from the mind, right? So I need to be able to achieve it in my mind and convince myself that it is achievable. So what I did was I decided to work out 30 minutes every day. It sounded small, really small, and I was not really impressed by the 30 minutes every day because I wanted more. So I decided to try it out, 30 minutes every day. And I realized that for that 30 minutes, I was able to do that for 1 month without stopping. I was able to work out, go to the gym for 1 month without stopping. When I realized that, okay, I just have to spend 30 minutes in the gym, I get motivated to even leave my bed. Let me get this over with. But when I see it as 3 hours, I'll be like, what am I doing there for 3 hours? That is a lot of time. So I decided to go 30 minutes every day, and I was able to do it consistently for 1 month. So after that 1 month, I realized that 30 minutes became small for me. So I decided to widen the time gap. I added another 30 minutes. That's 1 hour every day. Okay. So doing it 1 hour every day, I was able to work out consistently for a total of 3 months. So from there, it became a routine, like a very good habit for me, because what you are able to do for 90 days becomes a habit. So if you can do it for 21 days, that's good. But once you're able to do it for 90 days, it becomes a very good habit. So I was able to say, okay, let me do it 1 year. Let me see. Not like I was faithful for the entire 12 months, but at least I would say 75% of the time I was active in the gym. And I checked my body weight, I checked my BMI, everything. I realized that I was more fit than I was when I was doing it 3 hours every day, which means I got a little bit bigger, not very big. I got a little bit bigger. My body fat reduced from, I think I was 18% body fat. It reduced to 14% body fat. Okay, meaning I made like a massive amount of progress. So forgive me, I'm not preaching about health tips here, but I'm just showing you that this stuff works no matter where you choose to apply it. Okay, so I realized that, okay, 30 minutes every day, if I were to calculate that in hours, that should be like let's say 40 days, that's 1 month. 40 days, that's 1 month. So, I still have to rest during the weekends, and not every day I was going to the gym. So I assumed it was 60 days. Okay, that's 2 months, right? So that means 2 months consistency led to 12 months consistency. So that was how I realized the power of 20 hours. You could actually be good at anything or be dedicated at anything when you give it 20 hours of your time. Okay, so that was actually how I came about the 20 hours. Then I decided to go into data science. I just took that same principle and I applied it to Python. Okay, so that was how I was able to learn the basic concepts of Python. I'm still learning, but I'm now far more better than I was when I started. Okay, so if you're going to be doing anything, I believe that it's a concept that can work for just anybody. Okay, it has not just worked for me, it has worked for my colleagues because I was able to learn something from them. They were able to learn stuff from me, and that was one of the key things. I might not be as smart or intelligent as they are, but I know how to learn. Okay, and learning is a skill that will take you far, take you anywhere you're going to. So I was able to teach them how to learn, and they were able to teach me the technical stuffs. You see, so learning is actually a soft skill which you need as a data analyst or as a data scientist. All right. So one of the things I would say is consistency. And the second one I will put is accountability. Right. First of all, when people talk about accountability, they think is accountability with other people. That means you have to be accountable to someone. You need to tell someone what you did today. That works. That's true. But I believe accountability starts with yourself, starts with yourself. If you can be accountable to your own integrity, let's say you are trying to lose weight and you say, okay, no more ice cream, no more ice cream, no more burger, and you're accountable to someone. You have to report your progress to someone. And you ate burger today, you ate burger the next day, and at the end of the week, you went to tell the person that, oh, I did not eat burger, I did not eat anything. Okay, but you know that you ate burger. So to the person, wow, you're doing well, you're accountable. But to yourself, you know it's not true. You get. So, and at the end of the day, the result will be different because garbage in, garbage out. So the result will be totally different. The person will be expecting you to get slimmer, whereas you're getting fatter. So the person will be confused that, is this thing not working? You now have to start bringing on that thing to try again. Whereas it's just a matter of being accountable to your integrity. So I would say the second thing is being accountable, then you can put in brackets to your own integrity, which means that you have to be accountable to yourself. You need to mean what you say and say what you mean, or mean what you do and do what you mean. Okay, so that's the second one. You need to be accountable to yourself. If you say you are studying for 30 minutes, let your 30 minutes be 30 minutes. Nothing less, nothing more. I know you're tempted to go higher than 30 minutes, but nothing less, nothing more. Okay. Then if your studying time is 1 hour, nothing less than 1 hour, nothing more than 1 hour. Once it's 1 hour, no matter how much insights you're getting, you just need to close your laptop and turn on a movie. Your body will start saying, oh, movie is playing. Nice way to have fun. So it's one of the tricks I use. No matter how much interesting what I'm doing is, once it's 4 hours, I close down my laptop. I rest for maybe another 2 hours or do something fun. Then I go again for 4 hours because sometimes I study for 4 hours. Sometimes I study for 8 hours. At least nothing less than 4 hours. I must be active for 4 hours. Okay, because I was able to move from 30 minutes to 1 hour to 2 hours, no, to 3 hours down to 4 hours. So if you're studying for 2 hours, let your 2 hours be 2 hours. Nothing less, nothing more. All right. So just like you go to the gym and today you lift 10 kg, you lift 10 kg for 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks after that, you lift 12 kg, just like that. That's what they call it, I've forgotten the name. Progressive overload in the gym. Progressive overload. You have to do little bit of progress from time to time. You don't just jump into something. All right. You don't just jump into something. So okay, I think that's the third one, right? Okay, that's the second one. So the third one I would say is, what's the third one? Okay, your method of studying. You need to have a method. all right? You need to have a method. So your method of studying could be, personally, what I love to use is the run walk method. Okay, so all this has to be within that your 20 hours time frame. Okay, so all this has to be within that your 20 hours time frame. Okay, so when you're able to hit 20 hours, you can now look back, do what I call personal retreat. Look back and say, okay, what have I been able to achieve from now to then? And if you've not been able to achieve anything, you have to ask yourself a question: what am I doing wrong? What did I do right? What did I do wrong? If you did something right, get yourself a burger. If you did something wrong, punish yourself. Okay, because nobody will punish yourself for you. So if you did something wrong, maybe you were not able to finish 30 minutes that you said you were going to do, find some time and finish the 30 minutes. You have to tell yourself that, see, if you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to punish you. So automatically your brain, our brain loves comfort. So it will be looking for a way to avoid that punishment, looking for a way to find time for you to read. Find time. Anytime it sees time, it will remind you like, hey, Daniel, you have 30 minutes, free 30 minutes. Now, why don't you read that stuff that you've been procrastinating on? That's how it works. So I use the run walk method. So now here's how the run walk method works, goes. Let's say you have 1 hour to study. Okay, you have 1 hour to study. Study for 45 minutes, rest for 15 minutes. That's the run walk method. So you're running for 45 minutes, you're walking for 15 minutes. The 15 minutes is not that you're wasting time, it gives you time to how will I call it? To reboot. All right. So whether you're tired or not tired, once it's 45 minutes, once you've studied for 45 minutes, stop everything you're doing, rest for 15 minutes. You could go for a walk, you could go to Instagram, okay? You could also maybe watch a movie. I know 15 minutes is too short to watch a movie, but it works, okay? It works. So if you're reading for 2 hours, I would suggest you, sorry, that was not. If you're reading for 2 hours, I would suggest you read for 45 minutes, rest for 15 minutes, read for another 45 minutes, rest for another 15 minutes. Okay, that's how I believe, that's the method I believe has worked for me over time. So maybe once I hear TV in my living room on, I would just wait till it's 15 minutes or the 15 minutes that I need to rest, and I'll go there and watch TV. I'll time myself. Once the 15 minutes is over, I know my body wants to keep on watching TV. And that my body is a very stubborn thing. What I just do is I always put my hand on the power button. So once it's 15 minutes over, I just hit the power button. Automatically, my brain realizes that, man, this guy knows what he's doing. He has to go and study. So I just stand up and I go again for another 45 minutes. Okay, so once you're able to use the run walk method, the next thing you need to do is, the fourth one is eliminate all distractions. It's very important because whenever I'm working, that's why some of you, sometimes you call me, not like I'm doing anything, but my phone is on do not disturb. I don't even know if my phone is ringing. If you send a text, I can't tell if I received the text. It's on do not disturb. I can't hear the notification. So that's the advantage of do not disturb, either on Android or iOS devices. Okay, so if you're working, if you're studying, it's good you eliminate all distractions. Even if, let's say you have a girlfriend or you have a boyfriend and they're calling you, you're not even answering my call. Call to know how I'm doing now. Come on, you still have like so many hours to know how the person is doing. Okay, so if the boyfriend or the girlfriend cares about you, they care about your study plan, right? So that time is dedicated for you to study. Then after the 2 hours, after the 1 hour of studying, you can call them and be like, hey, sorry, I was busy, I was studying, and I needed to focus. Very good way to understand, explain the problem. And you move on, check on the person, or your phone is playing with WhatsApp messages. No problem is so important that it cannot wait. Trust me, I've been there. So no matter how someone paints a problem to be, it's not so important that it can't wait. So even if fire is on the mountain, the fire is already on the mountain. I mean, you just need to do what you have to do. So I believe staying calm and eliminating all distraction is very important, because if your phone keeps blowing up, you can't, I mean, you won't be focused on what you're doing. You won't be focused on what you're doing. 80% of the problem, there's a book I read, 80-20 rule. 80% of the problem is from 20% of what we do. So if you're able to focus just for 45 minutes, you realize that you will get 3 hours worth of information just focusing for 45 minutes. You get 3 hours worth of information. Trust me, it has worked and worked over again and over and over and over again for me. So when people are trying to be serious, I'm joking around, because I've used 45 minutes or 4 hours to get 1 month worth of information or 1 week worth of information. Not like I'm the smartest, but I know I'm not that smart. So I need to create a system that works, that makes me look smart, so that, I mean, the guys are at the top of the food chain, I can level up to them. So that's how it works for me. So eliminating all distraction is like a very important key to studying for or utilizing those 20 hours. You might think 20 hours is a lot of time, but trust me, there are larger hours than 20 hours. 1 month has gone, and 1 day alone is 24 hours. 1 month is more than 24 hours. So 20 hours is so small that before you look up and look down, it's gone. And if you don't use the 20 hours, it's gone for good. Time is something that we can't get back. No matter how you wish you were a teenager or 10 years old, you can't get it back. Okay. No matter how you pray about it, that's something God can give you. God can make you 10 years old back. Okay, no matter how miraculous it is, it can't turn you to a 10-year-old. Because if it turns you to a 10-year-old, is being injustice. It's like an injustice to every other person. So those are the steps I have used over time that has worked. So the first one is choosing a time that works for you, right? Choosing a time that works for you. It could be 30 minutes, 1 hour a day. You know, if you are aggressive about learning, it could be 4 hours a day, but make sure that the 4 hours you're actually not tired about it. So if you're learning for 4 hours, 45 minutes on, 15 minutes off, another 45 minutes on, 15 minutes off, another 45 minutes on, 15 minutes off, then the last 45 minutes on, you can now do your last 15 minutes off. Before you know it, that's when you calculate all the time you've learned so far, that's 1 hour, that's 3 hours. And all the times you've rested, that's 1 hour, which is perfect, which means you've studied for 3 hours and you rested for 1 hour, which is very good. You don't have to wait to when you're tired to rest. In fact, if you wait to when you're tired to rest, to pick up again will be so difficult, because your body will just want to rest and keep on resting, right? So that's the second one. I can't remember this. Okay, the second one is accountability to yourself, right? Then the third one is the run walk method. Okay, just like I said, 45 minutes, 15 minutes, the run walk method. Then the last one is eliminating all distractions. Okay, it could be your phone. I'm always on my phone, because if I'm not on my laptop, I have to be on my phone. I need to be online all the time. I need to be abreast of what's happening in wherever I'm doing. So even on GitHub, I have GitHub on my phone. I need to use my GitHub to send some stuff to people. My email, I have to know when a mail drops on my phone. I need to be very aware of when a mail drops on my phone. But once it's 7 p.m., I can be so nonchalant about it, because from that 7 p.m., I need to rest. So if I don't reply you or reply your mail, it's not my fault. I'm resting by that time. So those are the 4 steps that has worked over and over and over again for people around the world, not just me, for people around the world, because I had to learn it from people around the world. Okay, so if you have any question concerning what I've said so far, you can just raise up your hand and I will call on you. Yeah. There was a question. Okay, or is there a question on the chat box? Let me see. Okay, no question. All right. Or was I okay, maybe this is not something you need to ask a question. Was I self-explanatory on the 4 steps you need to take? Or was it very concise from start to finish? Iffy Emo, did I explain everything so well for you?
What did you say?
Did I explain everything so well for you?
If you explained everything so well, yes.
Okay. Bello, or you want me to explain something else again? Should I go over it again? Okay, Oluchi. Okay, Oluchi, go ahead.
So I've been trying to calculate how you got about the 20 hours. So I wasn't so clear on that. How you made up the 20 hours from 30 minutes or 1 hour every day.
Okay, so if you're studying, you need to know the amount of days in a week you study. Like me, Saturday and Sundays, I stay away from my laptop and my phone. I just learned that recently. So I stay away from my laptop and my phone. So, which means that my 20 hours is between Monday and Fridays. So if my 20 hours is between Monday and Fridays. Sorry, I just need to make sure that the phone is turned off. Right. So if my 20 hours is between Monday and Friday, which means that those are 5 days. So if I'm studying 30 minutes every day for 5 days, that's 150 minutes. And in 150 minutes, 60 minutes makes 1 hour, right? So which means Monday and Tuesday is 1 hour, Wednesday and Thursday is 2 hours, Friday is 30 minutes. That is 2 hours, 30 minutes. So which means another week is going to be 2 hours, 30 minutes, which is 5 hours. Another week will be, that means 1 month, that's 4 weeks, will be 10 hours, which means that to actually meet 20 hours, you need to study for 2 months, right? 2 hours every week for 8 weeks. That's 20 hours. I hope I'm correct.
Okay, I get it now.
Right. So if you're studying yours for one hour every day, which means that you will be meeting up with your 20 hours pretty soon. Now, I'm not saying that you'll be a pro, quick pro with whatever it is you're studying, but you're going to make massive progress than people that are inconsistent with what they are doing. Because there's a trend line when it comes to learning. The more you study, even though you're not being so technical about it, maybe you just opened your book to read it like a storybook, or you opened it to just read through. You're not trying to, it works. Trust me, it works. Because when you start going too technical into it, your brain will just start reminding you of things that you glanced through. You get the brain plays that very important role. So that's what I do. I employ everything. I make myself look dumb, like extremely stupid when I'm learning, because I'm learning for myself, not for anyone. So I need to make myself look really, really stupid to get whatever it is I want to get. So I hope I was able to explain that one to you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So do you have any other question? Tony Sahid, do you have any question? Nene, do you have a question? Okay, Bumi, go ahead.
thanks for breaking things down for us. At least it makes you get accountable to yourself. So if you don't follow it, you know that you are actually not helping yourself. So I would like to ask you, although I know you said something like that the first time you introduced the mentorship program to us, but I would just like to ask now that we are now starting. At the end of the program, what are we supposed to be expecting?
Okay.
So we know that we got this.
Okay. So at the end of the program, you would be, first of all, you are going to get like an understanding of what domain knowledge suits you, or what domain suits you. So like me, I studied accounting, so I fit perfectly well into the finance domain. I find it very interesting because it's money, right? It's money. So everybody here loves money. I love it in a very different way. So it's money, right? I understand the finance domain. I know accounting concepts, and I'm even looking to get chartered. So I know accounting concepts, putting 1 and 2 together. So for you, you would have a clear understanding of what domain, because we're going to be touching all domains in our project. So you have an understanding of what domain calls out to you. Then the other thing is it prepares you for the outside world, because before the end of the this mentorship, and even after the mentorship, I'm going to be having one-on-one sessions with every one of you. I'm going to act like the recruiter, and you're going to act like the person that is coming for an interview, right? So I will be interviewing you, asking you interview questions that have been asked over and over again. Like, for example, tell me about yourself. You don't want to start telling the person what's in your CV. That's the basic way of tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself is actually sell yourself to me. Okay, that's where most people get hired. Tell me about yourself. So we'll be trashing that to and fro. And I'm sure most of us here have our LinkedIn profiles. If you don't have one, you have to create one. So we have our LinkedIn profiles, which means I'm going to be helping you organize your LinkedIn profiles, the kind of words you should be using. So my last post got, I think in 2 days of making that post, 3 days, it got a lot of impressions. I think 3,000 impressions. Okay. So I'll be showing you how to do that. You need to use hashtags, the kind of hashtags you need to use. You don't just need to pack hashtags on your whatever it is you're writing, how to insert the hashtags so it actually makes sense. So instead of using data science, I am studying data science, you can use I am studying hashtag data science. Someone that says it knows it's data science you're trying to say. The other thing is your CV, okay. I'll be helping you. Okay, I'll answer your question. I'll be helping you optimize your CV, because your CV needs some industry keywords, and it doesn't need to be passive, it needs to be active. So it needs to be active words, like achievement-based words. That's what should be in your CV, so that someone that reads it will be like, okay, this one is not just doing, it was achieving something. Okay, so just to cut it short, one more thing I will be showing you is, or I'll be helping you do, is how to now build a portfolio website. Okay, how to build a portfolio website, like a real website which you can host on GitHub, or if you're a web developer, you can do the hosting yourself. But GitHub helps us with hosting for free. So I'll be showing you how to do that. So that's just like some of the stuffs I'll be showing you how to do. All right, hope I answered the question, Bumi.
Yes, you did. Thanks.
So Adebimpe, go ahead with your question.
Yeah, Daniel, good morning.
Hi, that's good.
And thanks for the TED talk.
Okay.
I just wanted to make you request. Can we work on our CV and LinkedIn optimization now before we finish the program? Because we're still going down to 4 months.
Okay.
And we'd like to do that now. We are, if we get anything now, we get stuck, we can call you. So let's put it out there first.
All right. I'm sure you all have my email address, right? Okay. I'll put it on the chat now. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. So it might take me some time to get back to you, but I'll get back to you because I would have to look at the number of CVs. Okay. So your CV should be in a PDF format to make it easy for me to read. So, and I'm going to reply your mail with corrections I feel you should put in. Okay, because nobody should write your CV for you, but someone can give you an idea of what to put in your CV. Okay, how can we access jobs? Okay, I'll also be getting that to get back to you, Imo. If you so send your CV to me in a PDF format. All right, I'll look at it, reply to you with a concise and well-explained steps for what you should remove and what you should put. Okay, and also, yeah, attach your LinkedIn to it. So you know that it will take a little bit of time, but I'll get back to you. Okay. Yeah, Nene, you can go ahead. Nene, was your hand up?
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Nene.
Okay, all right. Daniel, thanks a lot for the talk. Please, is it possible for us to get some of these documents in our mail? I tried downloading the SQL beginners documents. Telegram, but it's not going. Like it's not downloading.
All right, I will do a box send before 6 p.m. today. So
Okay,
everyone.
that's fine. Then my second, then this question, I have this question to ask you. What are your expectations for us? Like, what are, as a teacher or one who has put us through, what is it that you're expecting from us? Like, what's that thing you think you've done so well for us and you're expectant that we deliver?
Confidence. Basically confidence. Because you don't need to know a particular skill to go into. In fact, let me put it to you this way. As an employer, they don't expect you to have all the skills in the book. They expect you to be confident enough to take in the position. Okay, please send your CV to me via mail. I kept the mail on the group on the chat. Okay, my all right, my WhatsApp sometimes can be stubborn, really stubborn. I don't know why. So so they expect confidence from you, which I'm going to show you how to be confident, tackling any position, taking any problem. All right, all you just need to do is know what it is you're tackling. And the next thing is how to search for stuff, make your research. All right, you need to know how to make your research because you won't find, if you're looking for a code on Google and you put in the wrong research questions, you will get the wrong answers, or it might take you a long time to get the questions or the answers to the questions you're looking for, right? And so those are the first two on my list because they're like the number two. And what I would, the third one, if you notice, I've not said anything about Python, learning how to code, because to me, it's not important. It's needed, but it's not number one or number two or number three on my list. Because I've seen lead data scientists that have almost zero knowledge about coding, even about SQL. The next thing is how to communicate. Okay, how to communicate. So you need to learn how to communicate to a technical audience and a non-technical audience. That is why I always make an opportunity for you guys to ask questions, right? I want you guys to ask me your questions. Okay, I will do both. I will do both. Just the one that suits you, you can use. All right. So the one, ask me your questions, give you guys time to present. So for SQL, you'll be doing a presentation, put you guys in groups. Okay. A group will take one topic or two topics. You present it to everybody. You're not doing it for me. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it for yourself. Once you present something, it sticks in your head. Okay, it registers inside your soul, your core being, because we're able to teach it to other people. So communication, what's the other one I said? Communication, confidence, and being able to research. That's what I expect from you guys. If I'm able to get you to these 3 points, every other thing will just follow, like play along with whatever it is you're doing. Confidence is you'll be confident to even learn. All right. Nothing, even though it's new, it won't look like a big deal for you. Because killing Goliath to David was a really big, like, come on, it was new, right? Killing Goliath, a giant that even Saul could not kill. But he was confident. He was able to tackle the problem. So confidence comes a long way, and it gives you this attractive look. Okay, so when you're in a room and you're confident, people look at you in a different light. They look at you like the savior, right? So it gives you a different look to everything it is you're doing, a different approach. You look at things a different way. People look at the glass half empty. You look at the glass half full. Okay, so that's the way I look at the glass all the time, half full, not half empty, which means I just need to put a little more water to make it full. But sometimes every other person could look at it half empty, which means they don't need to take so much water so it doesn't run out. Okay, so I hope I've been able to answer your question there.
Yes, you have. Thank you.
Okay, so I had Kapuch Baba. Yeah, I saw your hand up. I caught you. I saw your hand up. So Kapuch, you have a question? Okay, Oluchi, go ahead.
Okay, for me, I just want to speak on what Adebimpe has said earlier.
Okay.
You know, I'm presently studying in the UK, right? And I decided to go into data analytics because I just want to have an edge. And it's not really easy combining all of this with studies. But I've got people that say, oh, they were able to design their CV in such a way that when they uploaded it on Indeed, Reads, Total Jobs, and everything, they were getting calls like mad. Well, that is not happening for me. Like even the little times I try to redesign my CV, perhaps it's those key jobs, keywords rather, that are not on the CV that I don't even know about or something, right? People on LinkedIn that I want to do stuff and people are calling them something. So I'm grateful that you dropped your email address. One of those things I've seen is how you can help. So I know they're able to get the job on time. You're more information, like we have said. Just not something, not something that so I just want people to call me and let me get to the job. That's all I'm trying to say.
That's a very smart way to do it.
I dear sister.
Yeah, it's a very I like your style.
All right, so just send me your CV, your LinkedIn profile, then I'll take a very careful look at it. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so I saw one hand. Toyin Said. Go ahead, I caught you. Caught you. Sorry, Juliet, I'll be with you soon. Toyin Said, I caught you. So you can ask me a question. Yeah, good afternoon. Sorry, I can't hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm so sorry, I'm not able to get along with classes because of my work. So many a times, so it's until I get home before I have to take into account whatever thing comes. But I always follow. Somebody mentioned of Okay. If I don't know if doing weekend.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, you said one. Sorry.
You mentioned something regarding presentation, like share into to this person. I believe we should work better on all of us so that in presentation. I don't know.
Okay, you want me to make the sessions weekends?
The presentation like why does
Okay, you want the presentations to be on the weekends?
how so that we just to be able to participate on the week.
Okay, I'm finding it hard to hear you. I don't know why, but can you type in your question so I could just read it very well? I can't really hear you. I don't know if it's the network. Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you. So, Juliet, you can go ahead.
Hi. Can you hear me? Thank you. I just wanted to say thanks for the pet talk. I really want to see the real live application of all this SQL stuff. You understand? As in, and that's what you promised to mentor us on. You said we're going to mentor us on. We could see the real live application, because most times you do this programming stuff, like you're talking about Python, you'll be like, is this, am I going to put all the science jargon in whatever? Do you understand? Project I'm doing. So I really want to see, because maybe that will calm me down, because most time I'm actually like, is this just pulling data, doing things? You understand? I think is that all the SQL is going to be about? And in a working environment, if I get a job now and I'm putting on my CV that I'm good with SQL, I'm good with Python, what am I going to be doing? Do you understand? What am I going to be doing? I really need to know the real life. I always ask the real life application of all those things we're doing.
Okay.
Then thanks for the CV stuff again. And then I'm actually going to send I did want to like people say, if you don't put in the keywords on your CV, you're not going to actually get the system just screens it out. So you need to get the right words in so that when the robot is checking, it's able to okay, see what this company is looking for, and they're able to call us. Thank you.
All right. So Juliet, nice one. Well, basically, let me just reduce your fear. When you talk about real life application of SQL, it's just these queries you're doing. Because unless you want to be an SQL developer, right, that's a different way to look at it. But real life application of SQL, I'm sure you saw the COVID-19 project. Those queries we're doing, data extraction, that's what we call data exploration with SQL. You would do it in a real life setting. All right. You would do it in a real life setting. So yesterday, while I was getting ready to watch the World Cup semifinals, someone sent me a message on WhatsApp with a data set, fashion data set. So I've not even opened the data set yet, but I already have an idea of. So the person asked me, what insight do I think I could draw from this? I've not opened the data set till now, but I have an idea of what I need to do already. Because if you're looking at insights, I have an idea of what I need to do, which means I need to explore the data sets, clean the data set, then explore the data set again. So I can do my exploration with SQL or Power BI. Depends. So when we are talking about real life application is just working on the real life data. COVID-19 is a real life data. You've done that, and we'll be doing more. So real life application is not a big deal. People make it look like it's a big deal. Trust me, it's not a big deal. It's just a data set that is in the current day or maybe just yesterday's data. Or so that was why I brought the COVID-19, because it was when we pulled it out, I think it was the 6th of December. So it was just like a yesterday's data set. You get, so it's like a reward application. So the main purpose of the COVID-19, if we want to go ahead to make it look so nice, I could say, okay, let's do some machine learning predictions and predict the infection rates in US for the next 30 days. Okay, so it's like, okay, so it's like a real life data. You did SQL, you did Excel. So let's not make it a big deal. I don't want to make it a big deal for anyone. So what you've done is a real life application. The only way to get used to that real life application is to keep working on it over and over again. So you can work on a different data set using SQL. You can work on this data set using SQL. When you do it, you get confident enough to tackle SQL problem at the workplace. So it's just all about confidence, like I said. It's not even about the skill. It's about confidence for me. So constant practice gives you that confidence. All right?
Sorry, Daniel, for burgeoning on you. I don't want to lose the thought. The machine learning stuff you just mentioned to predict. Are we going to be doing it in this mentorship? Is it how
Well, if you're not going for data science, what we'll be doing is grouping ourselves into two different groups. Those going for data science, those going for data analysis. Then you work on one project. So the data analyst will give the data scientist insights on what to do. So that's like working in a real life setting, but same data set. So you guys will be part of the data analysis team. The other guys will be part of the data science team. But I can't teach you data science because it's a lot. But I'm going to show you how it's done in a real life, like in a working place, how they team up and all that. All right. So Juliet, I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Yes, thank you.
All right. But if you still need clarification, please send me a WhatsApp message. I have time today. So
Daniel, sorry, please, can I ask another question? Although this is so while I was making up my mind to be this data analysis, to go into data analytics, what I actually was always finding on getting on YouTube was data science and all that. And eventually I ran away from it. So must you actually have studied sciences or being calculation and all that before you can be a data scientist? Or must you know something about the STEM program before you can be a data scientist?
well, no, you just need to study hard. Right. So I came from accounting. The only thing that made me related to that kind of was common with me and a data scientist was just my love for numbers. So I can make some calculations with my head. I don't need to start using calculator. I can just, so I love numbers. I love moving around numbers. But I was coming from accounting. So all I just did was study because I know it will be like a new field, but the only difference is I need to study. Okay, I need to practice and practice and practice. So going into data science, you need to follow the data science roadmap. And once you follow it one after the other, you don't need to go deep before you move to the next one. Just go to a reasonable depth, move to the next one. And when you follow it through to the end, you will be like every other data scientist. Okay, so your dedication makes the difference between data scientist A and data scientist B. All right, just dedication. Being in the science field, I've seen someone that was coming from entertainment field. Person is doing well than someone that studied computer science. I mean, that was I saw it as an embarrassment, but it just shows that it doesn't matter from where you're coming from. It matters about it. What matters is you, that you're doing it. How much do you want it? Okay, because if you are so hungry, and I'm just hungry to an extent, the way you eat food and the way I will eat food is very different, right? So that's how I see it. It's your hunger that determines how much you eat in data science. So Okay, Bello.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bello, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. Good afternoon, everyone. I actually raised up my hand, so since I'm called, let me just talk. I hope you can hear me, but there's kind of much noise over here.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, just like Juliet's talk, I want to believe that after this soul mentorship program, we can gather all the courage and strength and confidence from it. And I also hope that we'll be able to get job from Amazon, Google, Apple, and all the big sevens. So what I want to add is that, see, how can we reduce the fear? Because sometimes if LinkedIn, because I actually subscribe to a LinkedIn job, sometimes I'll see some application, some job description listed like almost like 20 to 50 lines that looking for data analysts. And you'll be seeing a lot of, job descriptions. It's kind of overwhelming. We are just kind of transitioning into tech, data analysts, and we that kind of fear normally comes in that should I apply for this? Should I just drop it? Should I just study more? Or maybe I'm not studying enough. So that's kind of thing that is making me not to even be applying for any job on the data analyst as of now, because that fear is there. What if somebody called me as a come for interview? Well, how am I going to prepare myself? What am I expecting? Sometimes, for instance, I even something like agile analyst. What is agile? What are we agiling about? Sorry to say that. So I want you to know how can we reduce such fear in all these kind of job descriptions and everything and any other job hunting website out there is putting up as data analyst. So that's that's my question. Anyway. Thank you.
Okay, Bello, nice one. Nice one. So I'm going to use an illustration to answer your question. So let's say I'm a broke guy and I'm seeing this girl that is really making sense. I mean, she's dressing well. She's dressing well and okay, I will need like 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes. I need to rectify something and I'll come back to your question, Bello. All right?
Taking a picture of your work. Okay. All right. Why did you look for me like this? I'll tell you that.